Hello children, welcome to Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh Primary School, Standard 4th, EVS 2, History, Chapter 7, Swaraj, First Conquest. It is no doubt true that Shivaji and his comrades took the oath of Swaraj in the temple of Raireshwar, but it was a very difficult task. In those days, Maharashtra was governed by four different powers. The Mughal Emperor of Delhi, that is Aurangzeb was there that time. Then the Sultan Adil Shah of Bijapur, the Portuguese of Goa, and the Siddhis of Janjira. They were powerful opponents, firm in their authority. No one would dare utter a word against them. Under these difficult conditions, Shivaji had taken the oath of Swaraj. There was no comparison between the vast forces of the enemy and a handful of Shivaji's Mavlas. But Shivaji's mind was made up, and his firm resolve was his greatest source of strength. Torna Fort. Shivaji controlled the Jagir of Pune, Supe, Chakan, and Indapur. All the forts in the Jagir were, however, in the charge of officers from the court of Bijapur. He who controlled the forts also controlled the surrounding territory, and therefore all talk of Swaraj without the control of the forts was meaningless. So for Shivaji, it was necessary to conquer all the forts which were in these areas, that is Pune, Supe, Chakan. So he wanted to conquer all the forts. A hill fort gave strategic support to the ruler, and Shivaji decided to capture one at a suitable time. For this purpose, he had selected the fort of Torna. You can see the picture of Torna Fort. It stands to the southwest of Pune in the Kannad Valley. See the Kannad Valley, how it looks. It was a renowned fort, well suited for defense. There were two strong machis on the way to the fort. A machi is a fortification of a natural plateau formed on the slope of a hill. One of these machis was the Junjar Machi. In the first picture you can see the Junjar Machi, and the other the Budla Machi. The other picture shows you about the Budla Machi. Junjar Machi, like its name, could offer powerful defense against the enemy. The only access to the fort was across the Junjar Machi. It is a very difficult passage with high hills on one side and deep valley on the other side. A careless person may easily lose his balance and end his life in this deep valley. Goddess Toranjai. You can see the picture of Goddess Toranjai. Torana was considered one of the strong forts of Maharashtra. In the fort, there is a temple of the goddess Toranjai. That is why the fort is called Torna. Strangely enough, this powerful fort was neglected by Adil Shah. There were neither enough troops for its defense nor enough ammunition. Shivaji knew this, and this was exactly what he wanted. He decided to capture the fort and thus lay the foundation of Hindavi Swaraj. The drums of Swaraj begin to sound. With a few select bands of Mavlas, Shivaji descended into the Kannad Valley. Swift-footed, like the deer, and lion-hearted in courage, they raced to the top and captured the strategic positions in the fort. Tanaji Malusare hoisted the Maratha flag at the main entrance. Yesaji Kank, a trustworthy and loyal companion of Shivaji, posted his guards at important points. The fort was captured almost without any resistance, and the sky was filled with shouts of Shivaji Maharaj ki Jai. The first battle drums and pipes of Hindavi Swaraj had sounded, and their echo reverberated throughout the valley. Shivaji named this fort as Prachandagarh. After conquering the fort, the Torna name was changed. From Torna, it was changed to Prachandagarh. Blessings of Goddess Bhavani. Fort Torna then came under Shivaji's administration. He had a very careful survey of it and appointed officers such as Maratha Kiledar, a Brahmin Sabnes, and Prabhu Karkhanis. The garrison included Mavlas, Kolis, Ramoshis, Mahars, and such brave men from many other castes and communities. In Swaraj, all castes and communities were to be treated alike, and no distinction made on the basis of caste. As repairs to the fort started, a surprise awaited the people. They discovered 4 metal pots filled to the brim with mohurs. The workers were overjoyed. They said that this was a gift to Shivaji from the goddess Bhavani, who had blessed his efforts. All the money discovered was brought to Shivaji. No one thought of taking anything from it for himself. After all, it was the wealth of Swaraj. Shivaji felt greatly elated at this unexpected gift, which would enable him to pursue his ideal of Swaraj with added vigor. He felt that he was working under the benevolent eye of the goddess Bhavani. Shivaji utilized part of the treasure found in the fort to purchase arms and ammunition. The rest he decided to use for another project which was already in his mind. About 15 kilometers to the east of Torna is the hill of Murumdev. Shivaji had an eye on it for a long time. This hill was steep and difficult of access and therefore of great strategic importance. Adil Shah had actually started constructing a fort on this hill but had left it unfinished. This hill was not well guarded and Shivaji decided to capture it. The first capital of Swaraj. One day, Shivaji climbed up the hill with a select band of his followers and took possession of the partially completed fort. The money found on Torna was used to complete the fortification of Murumdev. Shivaji named this fort Rajgarh. Stonemasons, carpenters, blacksmiths, water carriers, other workers, all the people got busy. Now each of them got the job. They got busy in repairing the Murumdev fort, and that fort was named as Rajgarh. They built Raj Mahal, Bara Mahal, and 18 workshops. Rajgarh became the first capital of Swaraj. Remember children, Rajgarh became the first capital of Swaraj. Shivaji's rapid progress. From then onwards, Shivaji moved swiftly and captured one fort after another in Mawar. The whole country known as Bara Mawar, the 12 Mawars, was overflowing with joy and excitement. The Patils and Deshmukhs from many villages came and swore allegiance to Shivaji. But Mawal had its own share of blacklegs who were ever ready to put a spoke in the fast-moving wheel of Swaraj. Jealous of Shivaji's success, they complained to the Adil Shahi collector of Shirwal. The collector dispatched messengers to Bijapur and informed Adil Shah of Shivaji's rapid progress. Shivaji, the shrewd politician. Adil Shah was most surprised to get the news. He asked Shahaji Raje for an explanation because his father Shahaji Raje was working with Adil Shah. So Adil Shah called Shahaji Raje and he asked for an explanation. Shahaji Raje got himself out of this difficult situation by telling the Sultan that Shivaji Raje had probably taken over the fort for better administration of the Jagir. Shivaji also sent this message to the Sultan. I have taken possession of the fort for better administration of the countryside. We did this only in the interest of the Sultan. There was no evil design at the back of this action. The two forts of Kondana and Purandar too had strategic locations. Shivaji used his political skill and took control of both the forts. The next fort to come under his sway was Rohida. This was fast work indeed, and there was nothing to stop Shivaji now. Now let us see the fill in the blanks, children. So you all must have understood the lesson. The first fill in the blank is Shivaji controlled the Jagir of Pune, Supe, Chakan and Dash. So the answer is Indapur. Shivaji decided to capture the fort of Torna and lay the foundation of Hindavi Swaraj. Dash became the first capital of Swaraj. So Rajgarh became the first capital of Swaraj. So these question answers I'll be sending you on your WhatsApp, children. Okay. So see that you read the question answers and then start learning it. Thank you.